Okay, here we go. Matt Anderson, today's social climate, April 28th, Monday, 2025. So, as I discussed about a week or so ago, I brought up the topic of the tariffs, Liberation Day, and the flip flopping of Donald Trump, the hardball, backpedaling, softball, and subsequent rebound in the stock market and crash, initial crash, rebound, initial crash, rebound, crash, rebound. The whip song of the stock market that's been occurring for the last 3 or 4 weeks, ever since Liberation Day. Now, I liken this to, I don't know if anybody knows about narcissistic people, psychopathic people, borderline schizophrenic type people that use methodologies to keep their victim um, in the abusive cycle. This is called the trauma bond. The trauma bond is when the abuser, in this case, the central banking cabal at the behest of Donald Trump, beats their victim over the head, abuses their victim, and then love bombs their victim in order to keep their victim in a cycle of abuse and to not know which way's up, down, left, right, to keep their victim disorientated. This is the cycle of abuse called the trauma bond. And I believe this is what is occurring right now, today, through the vessel of Donald Trump. Now, I don't think Donald Trump is in charge of anything. I think he gets his orders from the central banking cabal of the world, the hidden hand, if you will, that controls all of the financial markets and controls basically every country on earth, because there's a central bank in every single nation on earth, and they all collude together to do certain things, monetary policy, wars, political leaders, all sorts of things. You know, all you have to do is follow the money to understand who controls the whole financial system of the whole entire world. And you don't have to look very much further than the central banking cabal, which is, by the way, as I've mentioned, in every single country on earth, pulling the strings. So their vessel, their puppet on a string, is Donald Trump. Donald Trump has created a ruckus of disorientation in the markets and chaos. That's what he does. And as I discussed last week, people are making trillions of dollars off this self-imposed chaos that's occurring. But nonetheless, we know they play their games. We know what they do. We've seen it before. This isn't new. I hope you guys understand that this has been going on for centuries, and that political leaders really don't control the system. It's the money changers. In biblical times, it was the money changers, and in modern day times, it's still the money changers. And the money changers are today's modern money changers are the central banks of the world. So we can't really blame Donald Trump for all of these horrific problems going on within the world today. Instead, we must turn our attention to the malinvestment, which I've been talking about in my previous videos. This malinvestment is unsustainable. This malinvestment is going to bring down the whole financial system. And I think a distraction mechanism that's in play right now is just a complete disorientation of the stock markets and debt markets and every single market on earth, so that they can keep everybody confused into what's really going on. But what's really going on is a complete unraveling of the financial system. And I think they are going to unravel this system purposely. They're going to finish it off, if you will. I think they have a cryptocurrency in the works. This is the whole concept of Bitcoin. It was designed after the '08 collapse as a replacement for the national currencies of the world. Bitcoin was a test run. Now, Bitcoin is a means to an end. Bitcoin is simply a test run. It was designed to have an acceptance of the cryptocurrency universe, and it's ultimately going to be outlawed and replaced or displaced with national cryptocurrencies controlled by the central banking cartel. This has been a success. Why do I say this? Because Bitcoin has gone from, hundreds of dollars to $95,000 today, currently. So this test run of cryptocurrencies and the acceptance of cryptocurrencies has been a smashing success by the central banking cartel. And I think I know they are planning on displacing the national currencies, which are in disarray right now, with these tokenized cryptocurrencies. So I think they will ultimately outlaw Bitcoin. That will be outlawed. It will be against the law to own Bitcoin. And I think what will replace Bitcoin will be a cryptocurrency, United States cryptocurrency, or an America's cryptocurrency if you include Canada and Mexico and South America and all them, and a sort of Euro cryptocurrency, national cryptocurrency that will replace the current structure of the Euro system, a Russian cryptocurrency, a Japanese cryptocurrency, Chinese, Australian, and so on and so forth. These are all coming. It's a fact. And so I think they're ready for this. I think the cabal is ready for this. I think they have all their ducks in a row, and I think that they have installed a leader like Trump to create a gigantic ruckus with tariffs, which are taxes, by the way, and a pipe dream of bringing manufacturing back to the United States of America. This, of course, is a pipe dream because it's never going to happen. They have a slave colony, the globalist bankers, in China. The Chinese Communist Party is in charge of the slave colony. The Communist Party has been hired by the cabal to enslave the Chinese people, all, how many billions of them, to manufacture little trinkets and widgets for the Western societies in all of the globe, actually. So they have a slave colony called China that manufactures everything. Cheap labor, corporate profits for all. It's a great deal. So manufacturing is not coming back to the U.S. This is just a pipe dream, a smokestack, confusion, hope, and change, as Obama would put it. To somehow bring America's greatness back. This, however, is not going to occur. But it's an excuse. It's being used as an excuse to literally bring down the financial system with these enormous tariffs that Donald Trump has installed. And it's never going to happen. No. What's happening? The real thing that's happening is the financial system is in deep shit right now, thanks to the policy of Donald Trump with these tariffs. Now, Wall Street is not seeing this yet. They're still hopeful that somehow these trade deals will be done, the tariffs will be lifted, and everything will go back to normal, and somehow we'll get some sort of manufacturing base back in the United States, and everything will be peachy again. This is not true. This is a mechanism to bring down the current system and to displace the system with the crypto system. Which I'd add will be a cashless society. It will be more of a control-based society because every transaction will be recorded into a ledger system forever. And this is the cartel's goal because it provides them with more control, less cash transactions or no cash transactions. Everything is through the system, and then you can have an ultimate control grid later on, 30, 40 years from now, to basically control everything. So it's a dream. It's a dream for a tyrant to have a system like this. Now, in the midst of this ruckus that Trump has created at the behest of the central banks, gold has been going up. Now, the cartel hates gold. They really do hate gold, and they don't like gold going up. But as collateral damage to the whole system imploding, gold is going to continue to go up because this is just the collateral damage that they have to embrace in some sort of way. They don't like it, but it's going to happen because it's God's money. It's the real money. It's a money of liberty. So you're going to have, as the crypto markets are going up, as the system comes down, the crypto markets are going up. Gold is going to be simultaneously going up with crypto. So the cabal has to somewhat sort of embrace, to a certain extent, the gold market too, in their ultimate game, although they don't like it. So as of late, we've seen gold prices go up as a result of this chaos. And I expect them to continue to go up. I also expect commodities to go up. I expect oil and gas to go up, uranium, coal, iron, copper, nickel, everything of real tangible value to go up, including houses. Housing. Businesses are going to go up in value. But as the system collapses, I think there was going to be an initial panic in the stock market and debt markets, which are going to cause asset prices, great businesses, to fall, perhaps by 50%. Now, this will be an excellent opportunity to somehow convert your commodity wealth into corporate wealth. You could take your winnings in commodities, for example, gold, and sell at a high premium and buy companies like Hershey's or Gillette or all the other blue chip stocks that are really excellent companies. You could do all this, and I think you'll do very well. So I think the way to play this right now, I think the system is purposely being dismantled by Mr. Trump and others around the world at the behest of the central banking cabal so that they can implement their new system. I think what is going to happen is this is going to cause complete chaos in the debt and equity markets. The debt markets are going to melt down because of all the malinvestment, as discussed in my previous videos. The equity markets are going to melt down. But I believe gold and tangible assets are going to go up in value because of the inflationary environment, the destruction of all the national currencies, and the ultimate replacement with all the cryptocurrencies. So the way to play this is to invest in hard assets, to invest in commodity companies, to invest in companies that have nickel deposits or uranium deposits or gold deposits or copper deposits, platinum, all sorts of economic tangible assets. And I'm sure you could also invest in Bitcoin because Bitcoin will continue to rise subsequently or in unison with the commodity rise as the paper wealth or currency wealth basically evaporates. So I think the way to play this is to take your tangible wealth, the miners, the gold, sell it at some point in time, pay off your debt, pay off your house, pay off your car loans, student loans, buy quality companies in the United States of America, like Hershey's or uh, for the life of me, I can't. McCormick Spice Company, stuff like that. Really good, tangible, staple kind of companies, utility companies. These are all going to go. They're all going to fall by multiples, and you will be able to pick up these assets for cheap because there is going to be an economic collapse at some point in time. Because Donald Trump, it's obvious, is here to destroy the economy. And it's going to be slow and methodical. It's going to go into pause times for a while. He's in there for 4 years, so less than 4 years now. I think he's been in there for 100 days now. But there's going to be times where there's all absolute chaos, followed by, as I go back to the trauma cycle here, the abusive trauma cycle, there's going to be times of peace where people feel, oh, like everything's okay. There's going to be times of chaos. But ultimately, by the end of Trump's term, everything's going to fall apart. And I think if you can hold your head, keep your head, and among all the chaos, you could do quite well in the future. I think you could take your hard assets, your gold, silver, copper, and all of those assets, sell them, buy quality companies, may even hold on to some oil and gas royalty companies or gold royalty companies or good quality businesses in the commodity cycle sector, and you will do quite well. So, with all of this said, I just think that expect more chaos, expect reprieve from the chaos, but ultimately expect more chaos. Expect more of a ruckus, expect more volatility, expect everything to increase as Trump's term progresses, and expect it all to ultimately collapse and be replaced with a cryptocurrency, national cryptocurrency that will displace Bitcoin and all the other cryptos, and the dollar and the euro. The current structure will be redone in a ledger system that is a complete control grid, um, which is a tyrant's ultimate dream. And it will not be used as a tyrannical device initially. But give it 20, 30, 40 years from now, it will be used as a tyrannical device because it's all in place for that. So with that said, keep your eyes on the ball, watch the markets, and enjoy the ride. It's going to be very volatile. Hold on to your cash. Even though the dollar is going down in value, you want to hold on to your cash. You want to have a good cash position, and you want to have good short positions on the stock market and bond markets, debt markets, and you're going to do quite well. With that said, enjoy your evening. I'm out. We'll see you soon.